Welcome, race fans, to the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of the All-American Racing League Truck Series, brought to you by Callahan Cox Motorsports. I am Hillbilly Stomp. In the booth with me is the one and the only two-time AARL champion and 2024 Daytona 500 champion, David Lurfano. David, how's it going tonight?
Hey, not too bad, Hillbilly. Good to be back here at Daytona once again.
Absolutely. I'm ready for some close truck racing tonight. Should be very exciting. These trucks always put on a really good show. They have season after season. We're finally back after a little bit of time off in the truck series and ready to get at it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun tonight. Daytona always puts on a good show. The Cup Series had their race here last week, so that was fun and interesting. But we're on to the trucks. It looks like we got a pretty good field here tonight to start the opener, so should be very exciting.
Absolutely, as these trucks are out on track, finishing up a little bit of practice now. I think they've got about 12 minutes left in practice. We're going to move to a little segment here just shortly that we've kind of done this in the past, but I don't know. So you want to go give Mr. Chad a little notification, let him know we're kind of watching him and ready for him here for this first race of the season in the AARL Truck Series here at Daytona.
Yeah, I can get them dragged in here to the booth. It looks like they're ready to roll whenever we're ready. So
all right, well let's go ahead and get them rolling. That way we can get them out on track, catch a lap along with them.
like they are rolling. I'm going to grab Chad and bring him in.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this segment here.
Buckle up for a ride along with Chad Snyder.
All right, as we ride along with Chad Snyder, let's go ahead and get in car with Chad as these trucks are going to be coming up to speed here very shortly. Chad Snyder, you got Dave and Dave up here in the booth. How's it going?
Pretty good. Just trying to get up to speed here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to jump in car with you here for a second and ride along. If you want to, as you guys get up to speed, if you want to explain what you're feeling in that truck, that would be fantastic.
Well, it's mostly just getting used to the differences that between this and the Cup car. So, these things, the runs are very, very different here. And these things poke a much bigger hole in the air. I'm not sure why we're going so slow here, but it's they poke a bigger hole in the air. So actually, even as fast as the runs were in the Cup cars, these can have closing rates a whole lot faster. So the big thing is that these will actually coast through the air a lot better than the Cup cars. So you can get off the throttle or use the brake and not serve as much of a momentum penalty on the backside.
Yeah, and we're running along here with Chad as Chad is taking us down to the inside of the track. Let's go ahead and break back just a little bit, see if we could see any of the other trucks around him, if he has anyone tucked up right behind him, or his current situation is here. Yeah, as we see that 13 pushing. Now, can you feel that truck touching your rear bumper? Or are those fairly stable here, Chad?
Yep. Yeah, it's there are good pushes and bad pushes, as you guys well know. You guys have done this. I had James in the 75 on my back bumper earlier in this practice session, and he kind of got up into me and kind of moved across my rear bumper, which got me way out of shape. So as long as they hit you square, you can feel it, but it gives you a really good straight push, which is if you're side by side with somebody fighting for the lead, that's what you definitely want.
Yeah, no. Now, in these trucks, and I haven't driven one here in a minute, but in these trucks, are you feeling a lot of that side draft that slows the truck down if another car gets on your right quarter panel?
Absolutely. These things are so square, and those beds are really flat where the spoiler is. So when they come over with that big square nose, it dumps a whole lot of air on that spoiler and slows your way down. So it makes it really, really hard to clear the guy next to you if you're in line.
Well, that's awesome, Chad. Dave, you got anything for Chad before we let him go?
Yeah, no, not really, Chad. Good luck tonight here at Daytona, and try to keep that Toyota up front, would you?
Not a problem, fellas. Hope to put on a good show for you guys tonight.
All right, thank you, Chad. Good luck. Hopefully, we'll be talking to you after the race. All right, that was Chad Snyder in the number 26. What is his sponsor? Is that? We can get a good look at that truck. Almost said precision.
I believe
detail,
the sponsor's Resurrection Detail.
Resurrection Detail. There we are. Resurrection Detail number 26 truck of Chad Snyder. And this presentation by Sim World Racing Network is brought to you by, which all of the races will be brought to you this season by G-Tech. It's G-Tech cleaning supplies. So you got cleaners and degreasers from G-Tech, which are good for the environment. They're a little safer alternative to cleaning those hard to clean stains, even out of clothing. I was doing a little research on them today, and you put a little bit on, spray a little bit on your laundry if you need to, or you can go out and spray your heavy equipment out in the garage and get that all cleaned up. Your motor under the hood of your car with G-Tech. Check them out at www.buygtech.com. Again, www.buygtech.com. And this season, we have Callahan Cox Motorsports. Dave, you want to talk a little bit about Callahan Cox? I know you have quite the connection with that team and where they're racing each and every year and navigating that number 8, hopefully to some victories this season.
Yeah, so Callahan Cox Motorsports, just a small race team out of Harrison, Maine up here. We race at Oxford Plains Speedway weekly. So big shout out to Callahan Cox Motorsports for stepping on board and sponsoring this series for the upcoming season here, all season long. So big shout out to them. But yeah, we are at Oxford Plains Speedway every Saturday night starting at the end of April.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Hopefully we get quite a few folks out there watching and supporting local drivers. That's what you need to do here. And we thank you for tuning in to watch our broadcast here tonight on the Sim World Racing Network for the All-American Racing League Truck Series as we kick off this season. It should be a really, really exciting season here in these trucks.
Yeah, we're definitely really looking forward to the trucks. I always love the truck series. They always seem to put on a good show, no matter really what track they're at. But this is Daytona.
This is Daytona, so there's going to be excitement. This is 250 miles at Daytona, mind you. So 100 laps will be the total lap count here tonight. And I don't know, man. I'm excited as usual to see some racing here at Daytona International Speedway in lovely Daytona, Florida. Let's go ahead and check out some track temps and see what we're working with tonight, Dave. Let's see what we've got. I have that information at my fingertips somewhere, folks. All right, looks like we have ambient temperature of 75 degrees Fahrenheit with a track temperature of 77 degrees. So it's a nice, comfortable night in Daytona. Just a little bit of wind blowing, not too bad.
Yeah, sounds like a perfect night here in Daytona.
Absolutely. I'm headed that way myself here in another couple of weeks, and I'm hoping we get that kind of temperatures when I get there. It'll be all right. All right. We're gonna run tonight, folks. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put up a track map for you guys whenever we get running on track, so you'll be able to follow your favorite driver by car number and see where these packs are running. You'll also see your tickers going across the top of the screen and on the side. Whatever we can do to kind of help you, as well as some great footage from above Daytona International Speedway. I think
Yeah, so-
I think they're having a party here in the studio or something because it's awfully loud in my background. I do apologize for that, but it appears that they're having somebody's birthday party or something here in the background of the studio. I don't know.
Yeah, so it looks like practice is coming to an end. They will be qualifying here shortly. So far, top of the board in practice is that 3 car of Nathan Christensen. Looks like he put down a 48.42. Looking through the field, looks like the top 10 or so is separated by just a couple tenths of a second. So tight field as usual here at Daytona. You really see how tight that is come qualifying. We'll be talking thousandths of a second here in qualifying. So qualifying not as important here as it is at some other tracks. You'll actually see some of these drivers choose to start the tail and try to just ride and stay out of trouble. So, but it's all on the line.
You mentioned that, the qualifying, we're going to see how tight this field is. Now, it's always amazed me that, yes, the times are always close when they're in the draft because they're using each other, right? So the times are, a lot of times you'll have 3 or 4 drivers within, a few hundredths of each other. But even when they're coming out here and doing single car, single truck qualifying, the times still stay that close around a 2.5 mile speedway. It just blows me away that the consistency of these drivers, the way these trucks are set up. We do run a fixed setup here in this series. I do believe we're only doing 1 quick repair. Is that right, Dave, this season?
Yes, I believe it's 1 quick repair for the entire season. So, they'll have to try to stay out of trouble here, avoid the mayhem early on mayhem here at Daytona can happen and strike at any second. So just trying to put yourself in the position to try to avoid it and just make it to the end.
Yeah, and I mean, I know we just ran the All-American Racing League, the Gen 7 Cup Series race here for 500 miles. In which you won by I don't know, I think maybe the little rivets that stick out on the front of the bumper is how close that was. Of a finish, it was amazing. Took a while to actually find out exactly who won the race. But, from running that race, we learned that, like you're saying, your whole race can change in a matter of just a blink of an eye, really. And takes one car to get kind of out of line, and you can, I don't know what they're destroying here. It takes one little maneuver or you anticipate a move somebody's going to make and then they don't make that move or they make a slightly different move and you can wreck 10, 15 cars.
Yeah, and like you said, it happens so quick. I mean, 1 second you think everything's fine, it's like cruising down the highway, and the next second there's a mess in front of you and you're trying to avoid it the best you can. So
yeah, so we got 19 seconds left here in this practice, so these guys should be bringing them all down and getting the qualifying underway. We're going to go ahead and jump to a quick commercial break, and you won't miss a thing, as you'll see side by side here, but we'll be right back with you just shortly. Stick with us.
Back to more racing action right after this. Looking for a safe, effective cleaning system? Look no further. G-Tech Evolutionary Cleaners and Degreasers, certified by the EPA as a safer choice product. G-Tech can be used quickly and safely to remove soils and stains from most surfaces. Give them a call at 770-967-6988 or visit them on the web at buyGtech.com. G-Tech, 5346 BBS Way, Brazelton, Georgia. G-Tech, your one stop for professional, eco-friendly cleaning products. For tailgating activities or just plain backyard fun, look no further than Holio. Made to order cornhole bags and boards. No order is too large or too small. You can choose unfinished or finished with stain and polyurethane, and finished with a vinyl design or your company branding. Don't wait for the season to be over. Contact Holio on Facebook. Holio, made to order cornhole bags and boards. Now back to trackside act of the All-American Racing League.
We are back with you here at the All-American Racing League presented by the Sim World Racing Network. 4 minutes left in qualifying, and we will get this show on the road. Let's pull up a listing of our current field as we stand, as we see Tyrone Yo making a lap around this track. See what we have here. I'm not scoring anyone yet, Dave. Are you seeing anyone scored as a lap yet?
Nothing yet. It looks like Tyrone Yo is coming through 3 and 4 now, possibly.
Okay, so this could be his very first lap around the track. All right.
Yeah, actually, Tyrone is on the back stretch at the moment. He may be the first one to pull a time here. Now, Tyrone Yo, longtime AARL member. Glad to see him still chugging along here with us at AARL. Last week was our pole sitter for the Daytona 500 on the Cup side. So congrats to him on that. And he's figured something out here recently with the Super Speedway qualifying. So we'll see if he can back that up in the Truck Series here.
Yeah, absolutely. It ties out of York, Pennsylvania, as you're seeing right there on your screen in the little display we have going. We have Michael Kurjalak out on track as well. And then number 86 Ford. I don't know. Okay. Curtis Sarburn, his number 54 Toyota on track. Gregory Robinson, and then number 13. I believe that's going to be a number change for next week, but that number 13 Chevy Oreo truck. Got Ben Campbell out here, number 67 Benjamin Campbell. That 67 Ford. And, of course, Chad Snyder, who rode with earlier there from Fredericksburg, Virginia, in his Resurrection Detail 2 to Tundra, he says. There's Travis Juggles Rodriguez in that number 7 out of San Antonio, number 7 Ford. Charlie Dickey, the one and only Charlie Dickey from Canton, Georgia, and number 37 Toyota. Looks like Michael Boone has finished his up from Midlothian, Texas, in that number 5 Chevy. Tommy Osborne in the number 1 Chevy out of East Lynn, West Virginia. Kyle Purcell is not on track. And Cam Harrison and Nathan Christensen. These guys may not be taking laps, or they're waiting a little bit in this run here. But nonetheless, your current rundown does show Curtis Sauber has the pole at currently Tyrone Yo second. You have James Nelson third, Gregory Robinson fourth, Sean Horlander fifth, Michael Kurjalak is sixth, seventh is Benjamin Campbell, eighth is Chad Snyder, ninth is Travis Rodriguez, 10th is Joshua Hetrick, 11th Charlie Dickey, 12th Michael Boone, 13th Tommy Osborne, Kyle Purcell is 14th, 15th is Nathan Christensen, with Cam Harris rounding out the field currently. All right, qualifying is going to be coming to an end here. So let's go ahead and get our pre-race celebration underway. Yeah, we're having a little bit of difficulty with that, unfortunately. Shoot. Let me see if I can fix it right fast. There we go. Very interesting. Please rise if you're able and remove your hat as the United States Navy Band performs our national anthem. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how well that came out because I was having trouble in my end, losing some stuff. So I do apologize if you didn't get the national anthem. I'm hoping you got it and the flyover. But sometimes when you're doing this stuff, it just doesn't work out exactly as planned all the time. Sounds like we have cars rolling on track there, Dave.
Yeah, they are making their way off at turn 2 now. Going to be taking the green flag this time by when they get to the line.
All right, let's take a look at our qualifying order as we go through our results. There you have on screen Curtis Auburn, Tyrone Yo, James Nelson, Gregory Robertson, Sean Horlander, Michael Kurgelak, Benjamin Campbell, Chad Snyder, Travis Rodriguez, Joshua Hetrick, Charlie Dickey, Michael Boone, Tommy Osborne, Kyle Purcell, Cam Harris will start 15th, and Nathan Christensen will start in 16th. The last 3 drivers took no time, but they're going to put up some laps here and probably some pretty fast ones. Maybe laying in the back, waiting for the big one to happen a little bit early, and kind of survive it. Miss it, survive it, and move on with the rest of their night.
Yeah, I think a lot of these drivers that chose to start in the back, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Just stay there enough so they can catch some of that draft and keep the pack, but try to avoid any of that stuff that happens up front. But they are coming off at turn 4. Pace car ducks off. We are ready to go.
Flag is out. Curtis Auburn gets a big pull away from the 75. The 75 did not get going there, so the 13 drops down from the high line to drop down behind that 54 truck. As we've seen Gregory Robinson and Curtis Auburn work together before, and they are doing it now as they're pulled out to a comfortable lead over 3 wide for the 3rd position. The number 2 goes up the track, settles in that top line.
Yeah, the 54 and the 13 kind of jumped out front here. See if that outside, if they can get a run back here. Sometimes that's not the greatest thing to do, but again, I'm not familiar with the trucks as much, so we'll see what these runs look like as we progress through this race.
Absolutely. Got a pretty decent field of 16 trucks here. So maybe not a whole lot of mayhem. These guys may be able to get it in line, run some laps. This is a long race, and kind of see where they end up at the end of the night. When it comes down. Are there stages tonight, Dave?
No, I believe there are no stages here tonight. Probably no stages for the entire season.
Okay. I didn't know if they were doing stage racing here or not, but that's okay.
Now the 75 is going to jump up there in front of Michael Kurgelak. They run in another league together. It's QFRL teammates, so they're used to running together. Chad Snyder running behind them on the outside, and Josh Hetrick pulling in behind Chad Snyder in that outside line, trying to get that outside line moving. Looks like they're making some headway, though.
Yeah, absolutely are. I mean, once they get tucked up there, they're moving along. And, you mentioned these guys race together in QFRL, and it's been a pretty good mashup with AARL drivers and QFRL drivers to take on this truck series and both Cup Series for both leagues. It's been a pretty cool matchup of talent and skill, and really has put on some very exciting racing in the times that we weren't broadcasting, right? So this is going to be don't be surprised if this goes green for quite some time.
Yeah, we've grown fond of running long green flag laps, especially over at QFRL. So, like you said, the interesting matchup between these two leagues coming together to help one another. So this is the first time in the Truck Series these two different leagues have been on track with each other. So getting used to each other, how everyone runs, what they do, it's going to be interesting to see it play out throughout the season.
Yeah, and here at Daytona and Talladega, in Atlanta now, I guess, unlike other tracks, you will be picky about who you will work with. You want to work with folks that you trust, that you've raced around before. So when there's someone else in the mix that you don't know all that well, like where Chad Snyder's riding right there. These guys don't know Chad all that well. Chad doesn't know them all that well. So you don't really know what to expect from them. You see sometimes drivers being a little hesitant or a little cautious about the way they're gonna run with certain drivers.
Yeah, right now that outside lane, James Nelson and Kerjalak there are getting really aggressive, trying to get each other to the front. It looks like they're going to drop down in front of Curtis Sovereign. That's going to put the 3 All-American Racing League drivers up on that outside.
Chad
see what they
Snyder
can do.
followed by Joshua Hetrick.
Yeah, and that looks like Kyle Purcell rolling in there behind Josh.
They're going to try to see if they can get grouped up. They're going to have to get a little tighter than that. Try to get the 26. Try to get down on the side of that 2 a little bit to side draft. I think the 2 kind of slipped up just a bit.
Yeah, it looks like they've separated a little bit on that outside lane. They're not tucked up tight enough, I think, to keep that momentum up. So they're just falling backwards now.
And as you see the 01 there, go ahead and drop down to the inside lane, leaving Chad and Josh up on the high side by themselves. But don't look now. Here comes the 3 of Nathan Christensen jumping to the outside. The 67. Oh, as the 26 makes a bold move down to the inside.
Yeah, it looks like Ben Campbell jumped out of line. Now Kyle Purcell's going to jump up there with him, with Josh Hetrick and the 3 of Nathan Christensen, see if they can get that outside.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Chad Snyder made that move a little too soon and is kind of like kicking himself, saying, I should have stayed up there. But you never know what's going to happen. And just like that, the 67's back to the inside again. So, you've got 4 trucks running on this outside. The tail of that being Juggles Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's a long race, like you said, 250 miles, 100 laps. Sometimes it's just, you just want to ride and not take any chances. Maybe that's what Chad was thinking, is get down the inside, ride for a little bit, and just make it through the first half, 3/4 of this race.
Yeah, there's only one truck I'm worried about right now, and I'm not real worried about him. It looks like he's still able to stick with the draft, but it's Cam Harris. And we know Cam has a large amount of talent as he's closing that gap back up to the lead pack there. So nothing to worry about yet, but that 27 had me concerned there for a second. And you won't see any numbers on the side of the 27. It looks like maybe hiding some car numbers or something.
Yeah, it looks like, from what I can see, it looks like he's running maybe an Assault Motorsports.
Yeah, I see that.
Scheme there. But yeah, like you said, no number on the side of that, so maybe there's something on his end unchecked there in his settings, and we are not seeing his number. He is the number 27 coming up on the back at Charlie Dickey. And yeah, I think you're right. I think Cam is just kind of staying out of trouble right now, biding his time. It's a long race. As long as he can sniff that draft and stay in it, there's no problem, no harm in running out back there right now.
Yeah, David, back out front, that outside line was moving up through there, being led by the 01 of Kyle Purcell, and the 13 of Gregory Robinson said, no, I want to get out there and lead this group around the outside as they're fighting for that third position now, trying to get to the outside of Curtis Sovereign. We got a couple of flashers on the track there. I'm not sure who that was. They're 2x2 coming down the backstretch into turn 3. Right, the inside line starting to move a little more. Looks like the momentum is with the inside line. There was a lot of trucks on that outside, though, so I don't know how that...
Yeah, it looks like Michael Kerjalak made a kind of a bad move to the outside. I thought he was going to get hung out to dry, but Curtis, in that 54, Curtis Sovereign kind of lifted and let him back in line, so no harm, no foul.
We're on lap 10 of 100, 10% of the way through this, folks. Stick around. There's going to be a lot of action. Oh, because someone is to the middle right there. Can't really see that truck. Can't see it from that camera at all.
Looks like Nathan Christensen's in the middle there, coming up through. Josh Hetrick looks like he's dropping back just a bit.
Now, Dave, do you have any idea how many? And we should have asked Chad during the ride along with Chad, but any idea what the fuel mileages are on these trucks here?
Yeah, that I do not know. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll see here. Maybe if they can go green, we'll see, get a good idea when they come down to pit how far they can go.
As we see the pack's it's kind of lazily falling apart just a little bit. So we do see the 7 and the 3 on the outside of the 25 and 26, trying to make a move on that 26. There's a check up in front of them on the high line, the 5 and the 0-1. Still desperately working together, but this is falling into two different packs now a little bit. Can quickly get caught back up to the 13 there, but not if they get to racing. If this outside line starts to drag them back. But I'm not really seeing any overly aggressive side drafting or anything going on when these guys get 2x2.
No, it looks like everybody's just content to kind of ride here for a little bit. I think they understand that, hey, it's a long race, so settle in, try to pace yourself, and get to the point of the race where it's time to go and when it matters.
Well, I think Cam Harris is saying it's time to go. I mean, he just passed three trucks. He went to the outside and passed 3 trucks on his own. And
now's the time too. I mean, if you're running the back, it's like Cam Harris right here. Let's see what I can do. Let's see what this truck can do. And maybe it benefits you later in the race wherever you're running, saying, okay, I can get from the back to the front in 3 laps, so you can kind of gauge when it's time to go late in the race.
Yeah, I mean, Cam's already moved up to 4th position there, and Michael Kurgelak is now your leader, being pushed by that 13. 13's to his inside. He turns the leader. And back up and catches into Cam. What chaos. Oh, man, that was just, what a tough break for these guys. It looked to me like the 13 of Gregory Robinson just got to a little bit to the inside. And I'm not showing anybody wrecking, unfortunately. What am I missing here? My events.
Yeah, let's see if we can count the cars on this one. It looks like Michael Kurgelak was in it, of course.
See if we can back up to it. As we see, the 13 is all over the back, and he just gets to the inside of the 86, turns him down in front of the 75. I think there was a lot of trucks. A whole lot of trucks involved.
Michael Kurgelak, the 75, the 54, the two skates through there, the 27 of Cam Harris. Let's see, Chad Snyder's involved. Looks like at least 4 or 5 of these trucks were involved.
I guess we bragged it up a little too soon about how well these guys were doing on lap 10 there, but hey, we were seeing go time. We saw this outside lane really starting to work well, and I think the 13 just got a little bit to the inside of the 86, and kind of caught his left corner, left bumper, and sent him spinning down the track in front of the 27. I'm sorry, the 75. Which and then turned him back up and into the 27 of Cam Harris. Pit lane is open. So we do see some takers.
Yeah, the 2 of Tyrone Yo is in. The 26 of Chad Snyder. The 27 of Cam Harris. All these cars, well, most of them were involved in the wreck here. Let's see who else. We've got 54 of Curtis Sovereign is in. And Kyle Purcell, Tommy Osborne, most of the field. Looks like we had just a handful stay out.
Yeah, staying out, you have Gregory Robinson, Sean Horlander, Benjamin Campbell, Joshua Hetrick, Juggles, Michael Boone, and Nathan Christensen. So Gregory Robinson went from being second on that outside lane to being your leader. due to that little move, which it was not, folks. Don't get us wrong. That was not an intentional move at all. Sometimes the runs, if you get a push from behind or whatever, sometimes these runs are just a little much. And he was just to the inside of that 86 car of Michael Kerjelak and caught his left rear bumper. And that will turn these things down the track in the blink of an eye. This is the All-American Racing League Truck Series, brought to you by Callahan Cox Motorsports. We are the Sim World Racing Network. We're under our first caution of the race here on lap something. I think we're on lap 12 here.
Lap 11 or 12 here, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just giving me the caution light at the moment. But
So now we kind of split the field in half, right? With the pit stops. So it looks like the top 7 all stayed out here. That's going to be 14 laps difference in tires and fuel. So if this thing goes green here for a while, it'll be interesting. It's going to separate these into 2 different packs here at some point.
all right, Dave, these guys have had a chance to reset now. And by reset, I mean reset their mind mentally, their truck physically if they needed to, or get a little bit of damage repaired if need be. I'm not sure how many trucks were destroyed in that, but obviously there were going to be some damage. And being that this is the draft package, as it were, you're going to want that body to be as smooth as possible to keep from losing fractions of a second over time.
I think the 3 cars that took the brunt of it, of course, was Michael Kerjelak and the 27 of Cam Harris, and possibly even Chad Snyder. He got into the back of another truck there quite hard. Not sure what the damage looked like for him, but those 3 cars probably took the brunt of it.
Yeah, so unfortunately, if these drivers had to use a quick repair, we do have one quick repair to use throughout the race. Really, you didn't want to have to use it this early, so if you could get it repaired on time, then that would be your best bet, and kind of save that for later when the racing really starts to pick up. But not sure what these drivers had to do. It doesn't look like well, let's see. Tommy Osborne was in for a while. Michael Kerjelak was in for a while, and James Nelson was in for a while. And Cam Mays just now coming back out onto the track here. Looks like they saved those fast repairs. As they spent quite a bit of time getting those repairs done. I don't know if Cam is still on the lead lap. I don't think so. I think Cam may be 1 lap down at this point. Pace truck is in. Gregory Robinson leads us, gets a great jump. Maybe a little too much for Daytona, as the 24 of Sean Horlander thought he was going to pull down that low line, decides to go ahead and stay up on the high line and challenge the 13 for the lead going into 1.
Yeah, Horlander out on the outside. Now got help back there from the 25 of Josh Hetrick and the 5. Sorry, I'm still learning names here, of Michael Boone. Those 3 have teamed up there on the outside lane. Down on the bottom, you got Gregory Robinson and Ben Campbell working together, with Travis Rodriguez sitting in that line too.
It looks like the outside line is a little better formed maybe at this juncture. Lap 17 of 100 here in the AARL Truck Series Daytona 250. Brought to you in part by G-Tech Cleaning Supplies. Check them out. www.buygtech.com.
That was almost a push gone wrong there by Ben Campbell, and pushing the 13 of Gregory Robinson through the tri-oval.
In racing with Ben, he'll be the first one to tell you that he doesn't really like it. I don't know if he doesn't like it or just he says he's no good at this type of racing, but he always seems to find himself toward the front in these races. And
that outside line's got a little bit of momentum right now. Here comes that inside right back to him.
The 25 was pushing on that 24 pretty hard. And I thought they were going to make it out front. Don't push that side of his truck. There you go. The 67 and 13 seem to be linked up pretty well on the inside lane. And they have cars behind them a little closer. So we'll see if they can make it to where they pull out as the 67 gets a little bit below the apron, below the yellow line there. Danger zone. 24 is riding right down on the 13s. Woo, got to watch that net code. 25 gets a great run, starts pushing the 24 out just a bit as the 67 makes it to the rear bumper of the 13 to give him that push. Still neck and neck
they're
for the lead.
wrecking.
Oh, we've got it wrecking.
Got Nathan Christian around. See if we can see what happened.
Fortunately, I didn't get any events in my event recorder for that, Dave. I'm not sure what's happening there.
It just looks like, yeah. Push that went a little wrong.
See if we can back it up there and see what happens with Nathan. Oh, yeah, so it looks like the 75 gets, almost goes to the, like he went 3 wide to the middle. Let's back it up again. I hate to kind of back it this way, but my replay bar, let's try to take a different look at that and see exactly what happened between the 75 and the 3. I want to pause. Let's wait. And pull a different camera angle here, folks. Oh, yeah, okay. So the 75 is into the back of the 3, pushing him, and it's like he gets kind of loose, gets up and almost into the 2, and as he comes back down, he really hooks the side of the 3. Just kind of an unfortunate set of events there. I think this truck just kind of got that almost like a tank wobble on a motorcycle, right? Once it starts moving back and forth, it's kind of hard to hold on to. As your leader is, I'm not sure. Let's see when they settle it out here. It looks like the 13 of Gregory Robinson is your leader with Sean Horlander in second, Joshua Hedrick third, Benjamin Campbell is in fourth, with Travis Juggled Rodriguez rounding out your top 5.
Okay, so I just got word they are going to do stages.
Oh,
so the stages will be at lap 20 and lap 40.
Lap 20 and lap 40. So are they taking this as a lap 20, I guess? Yes.
Yes, that would be my guess. So they're all going to hit pit road right here.
Yeah. As everyone is in except for Cam, because Cam, I believe, is one. Yes, Cam is 1 lap down. Now, I don't know if he got the lucky dog or if he was involved in that incident. Because if you make any contact resulting in a yellow or during the yellow that has just come out, then you lose that opportunity to get that lucky dog kind of drive around there.
Yeah, that would be correct.
So we'll see how the iracing officials have scored that. Chad Snyder is your leader. Chad did not pit. Chad did not pit in the last couple of races either, but it wasn't by choice. So I don't know if he did this time or not. Now he was on pit road just 7 laps ago. So this may have been just like, you know what, I can run it out another full stage. Or you know, until lap, you said 40? So if he thinks he can run it on out to lap 40, then that's what we'll be getting. But yeah, looks like 7 lap difference between Chad Snyder and the rest of the field on pit stops. like that 27 of Cam Harris is back on the lead lap now. We have Michael Kurgelak on pit lane. Nathan Christensen is just exiting pit lane. Was in for quite a bit of time there. Okay, as Michael Kurgelak is now pulling off as well. Chad Snyder is your leader as we have, was that the 10? Kyle Purcell. Yeah, I don't know if this is a fuel gamble maybe. Maybe these guys can't make it. Or if, well, the 01 didn't miss pit lane the first time. Maybe he had something go wrong there as he's now back on pit lane.
Yeah, so the lights are out on the pace car. They're going to stack them up here and go green next time by.
Yes, if you're Cal Purcell, you need, okay, he's already back out. I don't know what he had going on there. And I know he's been messing with some stuff with his machine. So he may have had some type of issue going on in the cockpit that he needed to get resolved and needed to kind of get off track to do that. Took him a second to get to knock the cat away from the computer screen or reconnect the cable or something maybe. I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point. As they're lining back up 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Get this thing started up again to run the second stage of the Daytona 250 here for the All-American Racing League Truck Series. And we have some guys that are still stuck in the Daytona 24, so they're still, making that hard left back there to go through the bus stop. As we see, Barney has the yellow flag in hand right now. The leader will have the option to go anytime within that Geico restart zone you see right there to the right of the yellow line. Once they get in there and a driver takes off, Barney will wave that green flag. They are underway. So pace car is dipping off the track now. As we are about to enter into the Geico restart zone, it's on Chad Snyder. Green flag, green flag, green flag. Chad Snyder pulls out to a little bit of a lead over that outside line. As they race their way down into turn one. Outside line's gaining a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, good jump there for Gregory Robinson. He's going to tuck down in front of Chad Snyder here. You got Travis Juggles Rodriguez up there pushing the 67 of Benjamin Campbell in that outside lane with Tyrone Yo sitting back there in the 6th position on the outside.
Now, Ben, if you don't like this type of racing, buddy, hold on tight because we know that Travis Rodriguez is a pretty good pusher. He is all over the back bumper of the 67, pushes him out just by a nose over that 13 of Gregory Robinson. Looks like he's clear, dips down to more familiar truck. Tyrone Yo moves to the back of the number 7. Benjamin Campbell is your leader, followed by Travis Juggles Rodriguez on that outside lane. Whoa, gets a little side draft. Beautiful night in Daytona as we see the trucks making their way out of turn 4, coming down by the entrance to pit lane.
And we are now a quarter of the way through this race. Starting lap 26 right here of 100. Side by side, pretty much all the way through the field at the moment.
Checking back out here with Charlie Dickey moving on that outside lane, following Tyrone Yo. He's moved his way up into that 5th position. Little wiggle there, kind of checked up to 70, 75 just a bit, but gathered it back up. No harm, no foul. Back the outside lane is rolling. Travis Juggles Rodriguez going for the lead over the 67 of Benjamin Campbell. Ben gets a good push by the 13 of Gregory Robinson to get back out front. Will he defend that position, or will he hang down there on that low line with truck he is more comfortable with? We'll have to wait and see. Can Tyrone get back to the back of Travis Juggles Rodriguez to give him that push that he needs to get up there and battle with the 67? So they get a good run off the corner. 13 is right on the bumper of the 67.
Ooh, good move right there by Tyrone to kind of check up just a little bit. Thought there was going to be a bad wreck right there, but good heads up on Tyrone to know, hey, I got to back out of this or I'm going to hook the 7 here. So.
And this just in, Cam Harris is off pace. Not sure what happened to him there, but he has lost the draft. Travis Juggles Rodriguez is scored currently as your leader on that outside line, getting a good push by the 2. They swing it kind of high. Tyrone's getting back to his bumper. Oh, little side drive, Tyrone. Oh, don't hook him. Okay. Oh, wow.
Whoa, there they go. Dicky down. Another one. Oh, boy.
What a big wreck. 75 caught in it again. Looks like the 37, the 1. Looks like Michael Kerjelak in the 86 was involved.
Something happened right there. I don't know if it was when Tyrone had to come out of the throttle. Something kept that outside lane up. It might have been when Tyrone had to lift.
So Tyrone kind of gets up the track just a little. Let's back it up there. See if I can go to quarter speed. We'll slow this down for the folks at home. Oh, yeah. So Tyrone gets a little bump while he's coming off the exit and by the 37. And then the 37, that causes the 37 just to go shooting down the track. Chad Snyder was caught up in this one again, I believe.
Yeah, fortunately, it doesn't look like Chad had a... I didn't see if he caught the wall or not.
Yeah, he caught it with that driver's side. Just kind of smacked it on the wall there just a bit. All right, up front we have Benjamin Campbell. The number 67 Ford is your leader, followed by Travis Juggles Rodriguez in his number 7 Ford. Gregory Robinson in the Chevrolet in 3rd. Tyrone Yo 4th. Joshua Hetrick rounds out your top 5. Well, it's been exciting for the accidents so far, Dave. Still have a long way to go. As Charlie Dickey is on pit lane, as well as Chad Snyder. Looks like these guys are getting some much needed repairs.
That's kind of part of this racing, this style of racing, right? I mean, one little thing can cause a chain reaction through the entire field. So it doesn't take much when you're that close. One little wrong move and it can all go south.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll go back to it again, and we're going to watch it from Tyrone's end car, maybe see what we can get with that view of it. See if I can make that happen here. Because I want to see what happened from Tyrone's perspective. Now, I know Tyrone got up against the wall. Well, maybe I'm not going to be able to find that. There it is. Nope, just missed that. Okay, we're going to back it up here, folks, because I want to see if Tyrone smacks the wall. I know he was right up there against it on exit. Okay, this is from Curtis's perspective. We're going to jump on board with Tyrone. Tyrone right there just gets a little bit loose. And I think that was all it took. Let's if you can keep an eye on what's happening there, Dave, we're going to jump on board with the 37, see from his perspective, because I believe he's the one that kind of got turned down the track. Charlie Dickey's perspective, you see Tyrone kind of goes down, side drafting a little bit. Okay, he come out of the, okay, yeah, they just slowed up, and 37 wasn't ready for it. And by the time he checked up, I think he may have got a little bump from the back, which turned his nose down the track. As we are still under caution here in the All-American Racing League Truck Series Daytona 250. Brought to you by Callahan Cox Motorsports. Presented right here on Sim World Racing Network.
The lights are out on the pace car.
They are out. We will get back to green flag racing this time by Tommy Osborne. Has he left the building? I believe Tommy may be out of this race. Well, actually, I'm getting that for... Make sure I'm live. Yeah, it looks like Tommy may have retired from the race. Cam Harris is in 15th position. James Nelson is in 14th position. So James must have got that truck fixed up. It doesn't look bad, and he's been in a couple of incidents. Chad Snyder, he had his damage repaired. Truck looks pretty good. Charlie Dickey, Nut 37 machine, still has some scrapes and scratches down the side of it. You'd think this was Martinsville by the looks of the 37 and the 86. Both have damage on their driver's side doors. You can't even read the numbers on them anymore.
Yeah, it looks like Chad Snyder saved a quick repair if he had one. He was on pit road for 1 minute and 15 seconds, so it looks like he took some repairs there.
As we're making our way through turns 3 and 4 now, when the pace car dips down pit lane, it will be up to Benjamin Campbell to bring him to the green flag. And sometime within the restart zone, he hits his throttle, the green flag is out. It's kind of the way that goes, folks. The control is on the leader. Pace car's off. Inside the Geico restart zone. Little late restart there, but the 67 gets going. 13's on his about a truck length off. You have the 7 of Travis Rodriguez to the outside of the 13, but no help by the 2 at the moment. And we have some guys bailing out of the top line. Curtis Sarburn moves down to that inside behind the 25 of Joshua Hetrick. Couple of trucks way back behind this pack. Cam Harris and James Nelson have fallen way back off of the draft. It looks like the left front tire on that 27 truck is very much maybe that's the paint scheme. Never mind. Made it look like his tire was highly exposed on that one side, but I believe that's part of the paint. Actually, that might be damage. We'll have our pit reporter get a look at it and see what he thinks.
Yeah, kind of looking at it now.
Looks to me like that driver's side.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was paint. I tried looking at the other side, and it didn't look like it had that much black paint around the wheel well.
Yeah, it looks like he may have some damage right there in that left front for sure. Looks like that fender well is kind of caved in a little bit.
And these guys have already dropped 7.5 seconds now. It looks like they're switching positions there. Maybe best for the 27 to push to 75 if he can. But yeah, they're already 7.5 seconds behind the pack, which is led by Gregory Robinson. And then number 13 Chevy, Travis Chuckles Rodriguez, making a move to the outside, getting pushed by Tyrone Yo. to get Nathan Christensen all lined up on that outside, 7-2-3. There's a little gap between the 67 of Benjamin Campbell and that 5 of Michael Boone, which is going to allow this outside. If they can stay grouped together, they should be able to pull these front two. But I think the two trucks on the inside are way more aggressive with their pushes right now. They have a lot more trust in one another, I believe, or in their abilities to push. So the inside line looks like it's going to prevail as Juggles gets shuffled to the inside. Tyrone Yoder to the outside, but Tyrone gets hung on the outside. No, he gets
squeezed back in there.
Wow. Bold move by Tyrone. Bold move to get back in there in front of Nathan Christensen like that.
Yeah, and if he doesn't make that move to try to squeeze back down to that inside, he's going all the way to the back.
Yes, sir. All the way.
Now we see Josh Hetrick jump out here in front of Travis Rodriguez.
Yeah, these guys have worked. Now, they worked together on Assault Motorsports for quite some time, so they're very, very familiar with running together as well, the 25 and the 7. So let's see if they can get linked up and make something happen on this outside as they are now battling for that 3rd position over Michael Boone. Oh, little loose up front. Ben Campbell gets all kinds of sideways down the straight stretch. Wow.
What do you think, Hillbilly? Let's jump inside that 67 truck and see
What he's dealing with?
see what he's working with inside that truck.
Absolutely. Let me take us inside that cockpit as we ride on board with Benjamin Campbell, the number 67 Ford. He's pushing the 13 of Gregory Robinson around this track. See if I can jump over on his gyro cam here to the side. Oh, that way you can feel the banking, folks. Can you feel the banking? Or is it pushing you down in your couch at home? It's doing so for me here in my my broadcasting seat. Oh, as he has to check up just a little bit. You see the 25 making the move to the outside on the 13. 25 being pushed by Travis Rodriguez. A lot of real close side drafting there. 25 on the 13.
Oh,
13
no.
is at the track.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, my Lanta. We rode along with that one. I hope you folks at home had your seatbelts on. That was crazy. Let's go back and check it out from a different view so we can see a little more of what occurred there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gotta go back and look the way that the 26, the 25 truck just shot to the wall.
Yeah, it looks to me like the 13 gets a bump by the 67, which kind of takes him up just a little bit, and he just drills into the left. It's like all of a sudden it just took off. My goodness. Okay. Oh. Yeah, so that's what happened too. He got a good push. The 13 did by the 67, shot him up the track just a little bit, and when it did, it's like his truck just took off and into the 25, put the 25 into the wall. And
so what I see that happen here, Hillbilly, is it looks like the 67 truck starts to come down the track, and when it does, it kind of comes down across the rear bumper of the 13, and when it does, you see the 13 kind of wiggle, and I don't know if it's because of that move on the 66 or if it's that tight kind of side draft right there by the 25 that makes the 13 wiggle up and just ever so slightly wiggle and go up the track.
Yeah, no,
and that's what kind of started it.
I think you're right with the 67 was on his center bumper and then just barely moves left on exit. When he moved left on exit, he caught the bumper on the left side of the 13. So, because you never want to hit on the left side of the bumper, and that appears to be exactly what happened there, Dave. That to turn the 13 up track. If you watch it again there, you'll see that they're lined up great through the turn, and then just right on exit, the 67 comes down closer to the line, and it shot that 13 up the track.
But we'll fix these trucks up once again.
Absolutely. As we see, there were a bunch of takers on pit lane. Looks like 6th on back right now. Came down pit lane, got their trucks fixed up.
That was a kind of a saving grace there for Cam Harris and who was it?
The
James
75
Nelson.
of James Nelson, yep. Absolutely, because they were losing the draft and it wasn't getting any better for them. Hopefully now Cam is going to be able to get that truck fixed. I don't know if he's already burnt his quick repair maybe, or if he's still trying to save that guy and just working on repairing this truck throughout as he still sets on pit lane. He and Kyle.
And I would assume this would be the stage break. We're on lap 39 right here, so I would assume this is going to be their stage.
Yeah, I imagine you're right there, Dave. It's a good call.
What do you say, Hillbilly? Take a break, pay some bills.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pay some quick bills here. We were not really going anywhere. We're just going to commercial break. So
Back to more racing action right after this. Looking for a safe, effective cleaning system? Look no further. G-Tech Evolutionary Cleaners and Degreasers, certified by the EPA as a safer choice product. G-Tech can be used quickly and safely to remove soils and stains from most surfaces. Give them a call at 770-967-6988 or visit them on the web at mygtech.com. G-Tech, 5346 BBS Way, Brazelton, Georgia. G-Tech, your one stop for professional, eco-friendly cleaning products. For tailgating activities or just plain backyard fun, look no further than Holio. Made to order cornhole bags and boards. No order is too large or too small. You can choose unfinished or finished with stain and polyurethane, and finished with a vinyl design or your company branding. Don't wait for the season to be over. Contact Holio on Facebook. Holio, made to order cornhole bags and boards. Now back to trackside act of the All-American Racing League.
And we are back with you here at the All-American Truck Series Daytona 250. Travis Juggles Rodriguez is your leader. Nathan Christensen is on the outside line in second. Inside you have Chad Snyder in third with the 54 of Curtis Sauburn in fourth. Fifth is Michael Boone. James Nelson is sixth. Seventh, I'm showing Gregory Robinson with Charlie Dickey in eighth. Benjamin Campbell ninth. Michael Kerjelek is 10th. Tyrone Yo 11th. 12th is Sean Horlander. 13th is Cameron Harris with Kyle Purcell. 14th and Joshua Hetrick 15th. 16th and out of this race is Tommy Osborne. Looks like Kyle Purcell is now leaving pit lane. Josh is still sitting on pit lane. Hopefully Josh gets pulled out of there. Looks like he's already went a couple laps down. Oh, Josh is rolling back on track. So Travis Juggles Rodriguez will lead us to the green flag as the pace car dips off and down pit lane. Once we get in that that Geico restart zone, we are in it. 7 hits the throttle. We are on the way. The 26's got a good jump on the back of the 7 to give him a little bit of push. The 3 of Nathan Christensen's kind of out there on his own. I would almost get in line if I were Nathan at this point. But nope, the outside lane is coming. Going to be able to push that 3 a little bit. See if they can move their way on the outside. Out there. I am stumbling on my words tonight. We are the Sim World Racing Network. I am the Hillbilly, making all the crazy sound effects over here as the 3 of Nathan Christensen's getting a great push by Curtis Sauburn in that 54. Going to make the move to the outside. They're moving to the front. Now, this 54 and 75 work very, very well together and have for quite some time. But the 3 drops down in front of the 7 of Travis Rodriguez to maintain that lead and kind of hang the 54 out. 54 is getting a great push by the 75 to the outside of the 3. New leader this time by the 54 of Curtis Sauburn, I think led that lap.
Yeah, now it looks like those 2 are clear. They're going to come down.
I thought they were going to bring Michael Kerjelak with them, but didn't quite hang out there long enough to make that happen as the 3 moves to the high side with a bold move. Wow, great move. It's kind of one of those deals where I think where he just, like Dale Jr. said, I take the runs when they come. And that run was there. Yeah, that kind of checked him up a bit.
Oh, 3 wide there.
Still 3
Like
wide.
Michael Kurgulev's going to get in the sucker hole and see if he should be able to get down right here.
And he does. Kind of get it all squared away there. Kurgelev got a good run on his own. It's amazing me how well these trucks are able to get runs on the pack that's way, way ahead of them, even though, you know, there's a line that already has help. You know, a single truck is able to do that. It's pretty impressive. It looks like we're getting them single file now. These guys might have said, you know what? We're not even halfway yet. We're working on halfway. We're not quite halfway yet. Maybe we should ride just a little bit. We'll see how long that lasts, because I know truck drivers, and they don't like to do that. So all about getting out there and getting to the race and getting it done. Curtis,
yeah, looks like the two. Okay. Looks like the two of Tyrone Yo has lost the draft here now.
He has now. It's just a little ways back to Cam Harris behind him. Cal Purcell is completely alone at this point. These guys are just kind of going to be hoping there's another quick caution. As Tyrone himself has already lost 5 seconds back to Cam and Ty. With another 20 seconds back to Cal Purcell. As we see that 13 move to the outside there. Looks like Nathan Christensen's willing to go with him, but they took it back down in line. Well, I say that. Nathan just says, nope. Oh, what happened with the 25 there? I just saw him dropping like a rock.
Yeah, it looks like they came up to put another lap on him.
Okay. Leaders kind of fan out off of 4. Coming through the trioval, they get them back in line. There were a few drivers we were going to have in this series that just weren't able to make it tonight. Do we know, were there provisional handouts, Dave?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think there are some provisionals over here in the truck series, but I'm not too sure of how many.
I got you, because I know Kenneth was going to make it, couldn't make it because of work. And I believe that was the same thing with Brendan and a few other folks. As we see the 13 moving to the outside of Michael Boone, maybe? Got some help by Nathan Christensen trying to work that outside. The 67 jumps up to the outside. So now we got 3 trucks making a run on the outside to see what they can do. As this inside lane seems to be doing a whole lot of that accordion stuff. I always saw the 75 get all kinds of crazy there as you get those left sides just down below the yellow lines there. You get below that double yellow line and onto that apron. These trucks want to go everywhere. They got it squared away as that outside lane is moving up. The 26 jumps up. If Chad Snyder jumps up, gets a good push by the 13. That checks up that outside line just a little bit. But they'll gather their momentum up as they try to work around the outside of Charlie Dickey. Unfortunately, that broke their pack up just a little bit.
Right, I mean, those 2 cars right there, Chad Snyder and Gregory Robinson, they're making a little bit of speed up there on the outside. Now, Curtis Auburn's going to be up there with them.
Yeah, so the 54 jumped up there. I thinking that run was going to come a little quicker than it did. He left the 75 down on the bottom. 75 is getting a big push by the 7 of Travis Rodriguez on the inside. I mean, they are nose to tail. He is just hammering on that back bumper is the 7. But the 26 is giving the 54 a great push down into the corner.
Not too sure why the 54 would jump up there, but see how it play, though.
Maybe he thought those pushes as he moves right back down in front of the 75. I thought maybe he was concerned that those pushes were a little too much from the 75 there early on, with just half of this race underway as we're coming to lap 50. Will be lap 50 this time by.
So, Gregory Robinson in the wall. That's going to pretty much evaporate that outside lane now.
Yeah, as we see Chad Snyder beginning to drop back now because he's no help. He drops to the inside. Single foul among the top 10, everybody. We have the 2 of Tyrone Yo and the 27 of Cam Harris are 26 seconds behind this pack. These guys are racing again as the 13 moves to the outside. Was helped by the 67.
So it looks like Cam Harris and Tyrone Yo, they're coming up on the back of Josh Hedrick, who is 2 laps down. So hopefully those 3 can kind of get hooked together here. They are, like as you said, they're about 27 seconds or so behind this main pack.
We got Michael Boone up in the high line now. Looks like he'll be joined by that 13. No, the 13 drops right down in front of Nathan Christensen. Oh, gets a little touch there. A little touch again. Okay, looks like they've kind of... Who are we moving around up front here? Okay, the 01 of Kyle Purcell. Curtis Sovereign is your leader. And the 75 of James Nelson glued to that rear bumper.
A lot of movement mid-pack. I'm not sure what's going on back there.
Well, I know that we're all navigating around the 01, which doesn't seem to be slow. It just happened to be slower because he didn't have any drafting help. But now that he's in the draft, he's maybe able to help out a bit as Nathan Christensen moves to his outside. No help for the 3. Drops back down with the 0-1. Oh, gives the 0-1 a bump. 0-1 is saving it, but my goodness, that was close. 26 of Chad Snyder had to check up for it. Now these guys have kind of lost.
Yellow is out.
Looks
like Ben Campbell
13.
had an issue.
Let's see what happened with Ben.
Ooh.
Oh, so you see the 01 get loose. Now let me see what happens with the 01 gathered it up. Because the 13 checked up for the 01 being sideways. Ben Campbell just kind of runs low. 27 runs the 13 down the track and across the nose of the 67.
Now, I want to look at a different angle too. If the 3, I'm not sure if the 3 got into the back of the 01. And that's what got the 01 a little sideways. I'm trying to find a better angle of it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can.
And that's exactly what it was. It looks like the 3 started to go up, maybe to go the outside of the 01, and just didn't quite clear him.
Yeah, that's what happened. And he kind of caught him right at the upper, I want to say the upper or the farthest most right part of that bumper he could, which kind of threw the balance off from the 01.
And I'm not one to dwell in the past, but those two drivers right there, the 3 and the 01, in previous seasons have had some issues on track.
No.
But I don't think there was any ill intent there on the 3. It looked like the 3 was gonna jump to the outside. Maybe the 01 was a little bit slower, and just misjudged that by a little bit. But yeah, maybe we can bring up the pass another day. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see where I see what you're getting at, but maybe not this time.
Drama is good, Hillbilly. Drama is always good.
It is, but we are not any of those big affiliate stations. We are the Sim World Racing Network, where we'll bring the hype when it's hyped.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. Is the 3 was gonna go the outside. Maybe Chad would go with him to get around that lap car of the 01, and just ever so slightly, just a little bit of a tap there on the wrong part of the bumper. That's what kind of started all that.
Yeah, maybe misjudged it just a bit. As we are in the All American Racing League Truck Series, the Daytona 250 here. Man, I've been excited about kicking off this season, getting it going again, just like our Cups. I wish I would have had the finish you had in the Cup Series race, but 500 miles was a long time here. 250 is going to be a long time in these trucks as well, especially for some of these guys that are having trouble. It makes it a lot longer race when you're not, when your truck's just not running up to speed, or you're just having one thing after another you're getting caught up in that may not be of your doing.
Yeah, I mean, in this truck series, they are going to run full length truck races, which are roughly right there, 250 miles. 250 miles each race. So this is a full length for the trucks. Luckily for us up here in the booth, that means a little bit shorter race than the Cup Series went. Yeah, that 500 we ran last Tuesday, I believe. That was quite a long race.
It was an enjoyable race, though. It really was. It ran green for a long, long time without really much chaos until the end, which you do expect at this type of racing. And we got exactly what was expected. So, yeah, definitely fun. And you got the first 500 win. So, congratulations, man.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A little crazy there at the end, trying to figure out exactly who won that race. It was so close. I'm glad I did come out on top and lock myself into the playoffs. I don't have to worry about that or stress about that. I know previous seasons that's been very stressful for many drivers of needing those points to make it into the playoffs, and I'm glad that's out of the question. I can just focus on racing and having fun.
Yeah, next Tuesday we'll be moving the Cup Series. We'll be moving on to Atlanta, which is going to be another drafting style track, but only on a mile and a half. So that should be pretty exciting as well. We will have some in-car views from Behind the Dave on YouTube and GamerTube Elite on YouTube. You'll have our in-car cameras if you'd like to follow along with that racing action, as we are not broadcasted here on the Sim World Racing Network for that particular race, as Dave and I are both in that race. So
and
be sure to tune
also
in.
you'll have Chad Snyder too, who was our lap with Chad here earlier in the pre-race. He also does his in-car view over at the Hanging Chad with 2 E's over there on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah, the with an extra E, Hanging Chad. So it looks like the lights are out on the pace car, and we will be going green this time by as the pace car gets ready to dip on off here. Pace car is off. Control truck is the 54.
We are just past halfway to. Green flag is out. 54 gets a good little jump here. I expect the 75 to kind of jump down there with the 54. And he does.
To make their way down and into turn 1.
It looks like Chad's wanting that bottom. He's going to take it right there. Drop Chad back to P4. And Charlie Dickey back in the mix up on that outside lane, trying to get to the front.
Yeah, trying to make something happen is the Dick Meister.
And Charlie Dickey, another long-time AARL member. Took last season off for the most part, I believe. So it's good to see him back in this truck and over in the Cup Series. So good to see him.
Absolutely. Have some competitive racing as always here in the All-American Racing League. Also running another league, the Quick Finisher Racing League. It's been running some recruitment races. If anyone's interested in that, be on the lookout for QFRL recruitment races.
Yeah, and for the folks at home just that may not know much about what's going on, so AARL, basically my league, Hillbillies League, we've run AARL for multiple seasons, and we had found QFRL, or Quick Finishers Racing League. Started running with them on Friday nights, and at the time, both our leagues were kind of struggling a little bit with car count. We had come off a big car count season, and kind of regrouped here at AARL. And we decided to kind of join forces and run each other's leagues to help car counts, and it's worked out so far. So the talent level jumped up tenfold with them coming over here. So it's going to be really interesting to see, on the Cup side and the truck side, how it all plays out throughout the season.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's going to make us all better, and that's kind of what we want: is better racing, cleaner racing, and highly competitive racing, and we seem to be having that for sure. As we see the 54 getting a great push by his good friend James Nelson in that 75, and he may smack me later for calling them good friends, but that's the way I see it.
Oh, and I do believe in QFRL last season they ran Xfinity and trucks. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I might have to look, but I believe James Nelson may have won the Truck Series championship over there.
I think you're right.
And I'm not sure if Curtis came away with a championship or who that was in the Xfinity. So two top-notch drivers right there leading the field here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The outside line is being led now by Travis Rodriguez. He had the 37 on his bumper there for a minute, and I thought they were going to make some moves, and it looks like that's kind of fizzled out. No, the 37 has now made his way back to the back of the 7, giving him a good push as they try to make their way around Sean Horlander in that 24. Big run coming by the 7. Coming to 40 to go now. 40 to go. Go ahead.
Fortunately, it looks like Cam Harris, it looks like he may have fixed the damage on the left front, possibly, maybe not. It's hard to see, but he has lost the draft again. So I'm curious if he's out of quick repairs or just choosing not to take it at this point in time.
Yeah, he's still got a lot of damage down that left side as far as I can see the scrapes where the number would be.
Yeah, I mean, the fender well looks a little bit better. So it looks like he may have fixed some of that damage. Still has a little bit of damage there he might have to take care of here before this race is out if he wants to put himself in contention.
Yeah, I'm not one to count Cam out anytime Cam is on the racetrack. So folks at home, I wouldn't count him out either.
They are still 2x2 through the whole field here up front. Nobody seems to want to just settle in and run. They're trying to get after it here each and every lap.
Absolutely. Keeps it exciting for us up here in the booth. And for you at home, as we see the 75, give that 54 another good shot there. Down the back. Inside lane has the momentum at the moment.
And I'll tell you, every time down that backstretch, I see those big wiggles that kind of takes my breath away for a minute just waiting for the big one.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the 25 or 26 is going to do here if he clears this 7. If he's going to stay down there with these 3 trucks in front of him or if he's going to hop up to that upper side. But doesn't matter if he doesn't get clear, as that 7's getting another good push by Charlie Dickey on the outside. Still holding that 4th position right now is Travis Rodriguez.
Ooh, they are all over the backstretch.
Wow.
I would like to think if Chad can get clear of the 7, I would think that Chad may jump up there. Chad and Travis are really good friends, and they've raced together a lot, and I think they complement each other. So I think if they can get clear, I think if they can hook up, I think they definitely will here. Yeah.
This inside lane seems to be falling apart a little bit, but there's just not enough trucks in the as Dickey gets very loose.
Ugh, man, they are moving all over the place right now. It scares me each and every time they do it.
Everyone's gathered it up. No harm, no fouls. The 7 is down close on the side of the 24. Gets a good side draft. Still getting a good push by that 37. No help for the 37 behind the 7, but they're going to make a run on these leaders anyway. They're now pulling up alongside.
The 7 and 37. They're not giving up. They're gonna still stay out there. They're pushing as hard as they can, and to try to get up here and compete with the 54 and the 75.
Yeah, as the 7 now pulls alongside the 75, still getting a good push by that 37. Good Charlie Dick. Oh, as the 54 jumps up to try to block it, gets himself stuck in the sucker hole for a second, but the 75 lets him back down in line. 7 is to the outside of the 54 to try to take this lead. If he can get this good push by the 37, but the 75 has made his way back to the back bumper of the 54.
Yeah, I think the 54 Curtis is jumping up there to try to protect the position there with him and James. It almost cost him right there. I think if James doesn't come out of that throttle, 54 is going straight to the back in the middle. So good heads up on the 75 to try to keep his drafting partner with him.
As we see the 01s on the outside of Nathan Christensen by himself on the third lane. The 3 gets up there. Oh, they're still side by side. 3 wide. Oh,
they're wrecking.
There it happened.
Looks like the 3 and maybe the 01 possibly.
Yeah, the 01 was on the outside of the 3, and I don't know if the 3 maybe thought he was clear or was going to try to force himself clear. Really not sure there. But yeah, just you can see it on the replay. He just gets hooked there. See if anybody switches lanes or what exactly happens.
Oh, there. Just not much contact. It's just so tight right there. I don't know if the 3 maybe didn't realize the 01 had snuck up to his outside.
Yeah, he'd been up to his outside there about a half a lap though, and I was wondering about that. Well, why they weren't working together to try to make that outside move. But you know what? Like you said, maybe you were right. Maybe there was something to your drama clause earlier.
I'm not going there. I'm leaving that alone. I'm leaving it alone.
See, folks, Dave and I are up here to balance one another, right? So when he starts calling for it, I balance things, and when I start calling for it, he balances things, and we keep it all under control. And no drama in this league. No drama in this league.
All I can say is I'm not surprised, Timothy. Not surprised. But moving on, we still have the 54 up front with James Nelson behind him in P2. Sitting in third is going to be Sean Horlander now. P4 is going to Travis Juggles Rodriguez. And in the top 5 is Charlie Dickey.
So, Dave, why don't you grab Curtis real quick while we're here under the caution, and we'll see what he's thinking from up front.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on. We'll give him a minute. I don't know if these drivers are going to pit here. Let's see
might as well do it while he
do.
pits. What does it matter?
Yeah, let's see. Hold on.
Are you driving one of these trucks, Dave?
I don't want to be the one that makes him miss his pit box.
No, I understand. You're right. He is coming down pit lane right now.
We'll wait till he gets back out on track here, and we'll see if we can talk to him real quick.
So we're riding along with Curtis Sarburn as he makes his way down pit lane from that P1 position. It looks like everyone will follow. I say that you see trucks on the track, but those trucks are a lap down or more at this point. All right, Curtis has got his stop. Looks like he may have stopped for just fuel only, 7.7 seconds.
Let's drag Curtis in here for a second. Curtis, Dave and Dave in the booth, you get us? Curtis, you got us?
Oh yeah, what's up?
Hey, Curtis. Hey, so see you running up front there where you'd like to be. Looks like you and James are working really well together up front. How's it feel out there?
Pretty good. I got the truck pretty hooked up. James is me and him for some odd reasons. Hang on one second. Me and James, when we get hooked up on super speedways, we're pretty good. Done it a while. Sorry, my dogs are fighting in the background. Sorry about that if you can hear it, but
No worries.
I do have a quick question for you, Curtis. I've seen a couple times now
yeah.
that outside lane kind of gets to you guys, and you kind of hop up there. And the last time, it almost cost you a spot to get back to the bottom. Just curious if you want to tell us what that's all about a little bit.
Yeah, well, see, the first time James said outside, so I thought me and him both were going to go to the outside, and that didn't happen. Some miscommunication on that one. The second one, I was messing with my black box, so I did not even mean to change lanes right there.
Oh, well,
So
it looked good.
That almost caused the big one, and I apologize, but yeah, that was not supposed to happen.
No, we thought maybe you were jumping, and that was exactly what my question was going to be, Dave. But we thought maybe you were jumping up there to kind of break the momentum of the upper lane, and then we're going to come back down. And it was just a little late that last time. We saw the 75 kind of check up to let you back down there to keep from turning you down in the infield. But yeah, man, you're running one hell of a race so far. So congratulations on that, and good luck to you. And hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks. All right, that was Curtis Sovereign, your leader in the race at the moment, that number 54 Toyota.
No, I did learn something from that interview, Hillbilly. I learned not to mess with my black boxes while I'm on a super speedway.
Yeah, absolutely. Things can happen really, really quick for sure in these races. So, but now we have the 54 and 75 are going to be separated. Got the 24 going to be pushing the 54, and the 7 pushing the 75. So
I don't foresee them being separated very long. I think there's going to be something. My speculation. I've been doing this a while, Hillbilly. I know how this works, right? So they've been working well together. So I expect one of them to lift and check up on the start here and get down and get back hooked back together.
So what do you say, new leader 75? Is that what you're calling here?
I'd like to call that, but we'll see
Really,
how it works.
I think it's really going to depend on the push from the 7, right? I think if the 7 pushes the 75 clear of the 54, or even starts to gain on that 54, then that's what we're going to see is the 75 become the leader, dropping down in front of the 54. But we're just making this stuff up as we go, folks. So if you're listening at home, you're watching at home, take anything we say with a grain of salt, unless you see it for yourself here on the screen and we show it to you. Then you can pretty much just say, well, that's Dave and Dave up there just speculating.
Speculating. That's all I do. But Kenneth Pack had joined the chat here on the YouTube channel. So hello, Kenneth. And sorry you couldn't make it because of work. We're missing you, buddy.
Yeah, man. Really like to see him out here. We'll hopefully catch him next Sunday.
Pace car is off and green is out.
Good jump by the 54. 75 is clear to get down. Does he take it in front of the 24? He does.
He does.
So, yeah, I told you guys that was all speculation. Now
we know a little backwards. It's a little backwards from how I saw it happening in my mind, but it happened nonetheless. So. Now it's going to be Travis Rodriguez out there on the outside with Michael Boone in the 5. Coming up to try to push him back to the front.
I think it's worth noting that we have Cam Harris back on the lead lap. Kyle Purcell's on the lead lap. Tyrone Yo, Josh Hetrick is back on the lead lap. We have just a handful of cars that are a lap or more down. Ben Campbell is 1 lap down. Nathan Christensen's on pit lane. Tommy Osborne is out of this race. But, yeah, Michael Boone can get up on the back of that 7. We may see a battle for the lead here just shortly. So we see the 01 of Kyle Purcell coming into the mix on this top side as well. We know he's a pretty decent drafter once he gets up and going.
Yeah, and the difference I've seen all night is you see the 7, he's going to get a surge up front, see if he wants to drop to the bottom here, if he's going to try to bring Boone with him. Let's see what they do. He's sticking with Boone at the moment. Trying to help the pusher get past him, and they are clear if they want to come down, and they do, I think.
Yes, they do. Kind of leave the 01 and the 2 up there on the top by themselves. But you got to make the move sometime if that's the move you're going to make. But now the 01 is challenging the 5. And that 7 is
30 to go.
Away. The 7 is pulling away, which is not going to be exactly what you want here at Daytona.
Because here comes that outside line now with Kyle Purcell and Tyrone Yo.
At the line, we're going to have a new leader, Kyle Purcell.
Nice to see Kyle Purcell back on the lead lap here. He's been caught up in a few of those wrecks tonight. So back on the lead lap and back to the front.
Seven's going to get a good run onto the back of the 01. 25 is on the back of the 2.
Yeah, the 25 back in the mix here. Josh Hetrick.
See the 26 running with his good friend in the 25.
Yeah, all these cars back on the lead lap. Looks like the only car a lap down now would be Benjamin Campbell.
And Nathan Christensen. Nathan Christensen's still in the pits.
Now the 54 and the 75 are back mid-pack now.
Oh, 1 and 7.
Still side by side.
Yeah, the 2 is getting a good push by the 25. 7 is on the back bumper of the 01. This is anybody's race with 27 to go at the line.
Yeah, Josh Hetrick giving a good push to Tyrone Yo right now up in that outside lane.
Tyrone Yo looking for his first All-American Racing League win after being here many, many, many seasons and improving each and every season as he's at the outside lane, going for that lead over Kyle Purcell.
A nice push, nice square pushes from Josh Hetrick in that 25 as well, which makes a big difference.
Ooh, see the rear end of that 7 just starting to get a little bit loose there, and it gets him down onto the apron. Now the 2 is going to get a good push by the 25, and the 2 is cleared to the lead.
And the 2 does leave the 25.
He drops down in front of that 01 to take the lead. 25 and the 26 now on the outside lane trying to make it happen.
New leader goes to the 2, but here comes Josh Hetrick in that 25, and the 26 at Chad Snyder pushing him.
Yeah, I don't think the 25 will leave the 26, though, to drop down. But you know what? Again, speculation as we're now, I thought they were going to go 3 wide there for a moment. Side by side for the lead, Tyrone Yo and Joshua Hetrick. Who's
the 01. Kyle Purcell drops down and drops out of line. Not too sure why.
Well,
Maybe
I don't think
he's
he can get
just
back up.
feeling-
I think he's having a hard
Maybe
time getting back
there
up.
he goes. He's back up now. Maybe he's just a little uncomfortable with how that was shaping up. But new leader, 25, Josh Hetrick, and the 26, Chad Snyder. Here comes that outside lane again. Big run, Michael Kurgelak and the 67 of Ben Campbell and Curtis Sovereign back in the mix.
Ben Campbell may come back and get his lap back the hard way. He's only got 1 car to pass here. He's definitely in the free pass zone if Lucky Dog zone. As they get shuffled to the middle. 67 shuffled to the middle. Will the 75 go up with the 54 as expected? Still in the middle is Ben Campbell.
Man, this isn't the last lap, is it, Hillbilly?
Oh, it sure feels like it, doesn't it?
It feels like,
as they
there
turn,
it
the
is.
26
There
is
it
turned
is.
across the
There
nose,
it
and the
is.
67, the 2 is around, the 75 is around,
Big
the
one.
7 is around.
Looked like the 27 just got a little too, I don't know what to call it, a little too excited maybe. Kind of got to start wiggling a little bit.
Well, no,
And
so
just caught the 26.
yeah, so looking back at it, it looks like the 67 may have come down just a little bit. Let me recheck that before I go speculate.
That's what I saw. That's what I saw initially. It looked like the 67 kind of started wiggling a little bit, came down, and just got into the right rear quarter panel of the.
Well, the 24,
26.
24 of Sean Horlander and the 5 of Michael Boone just sneak right on through there to take over the 4th and the 5th positions, making it through that wreck. A lot of trucks torn up in this one. We'll have to see how this shakes out now. I mean, Michael Kurgelak is your leader.
Yeah, well, it looks like the 26 comes up the track, to be honest. That's tough break there for the 26
From
and
my
the
chopper
67.
view, the first time it definitely looked like the 67 came down, but you're right. On the second time through, it appears that they were both going for the same piece of racetrack there. and that might have to put that one on the 26. Your leader is Michael Kurgelak with Curtis Sauber in second. Third is Joshua Hetrick. Fourth, James Nelson. Fifth, Cameron Harris. Cam showing up when the time is right, I'm guessing, as we are coming down to inside the, I'm not even sure what lap we're on, but I think we're inside the 20 laps to go. So if it's been exciting
we're
so far,
on
folks.
Lap 76, so we're inside of 25 to go.
Okay. So yeah, if you think it's been exciting so far, buckle your seatbelts.
Yeah, just keep watching.
I don't think this is going to be our last yellow. These guys are going to go for it. I mean, if you win, you are into the championship hunt. You are making it to the first round of the playoffs. As Michael Kurgelak is your first off of pit lane, followed by Curtis Sauber, Michael Boone. Josh Hetrick drops a position. Sean Horlander's fifth, with Gregory Robinson sixth, Kyle Purcell seventh, Charlie Dickey is eighth.
Yeah, it looks like right now it's going to be ninth is Tyrone Yo. 10th is James Nelson. 11th, Travis Rodriguez. Cam Harris will be 12th. 13th, Ben Campbell, who he was in the wreck, so he's probably still going to be a lap down, right? I would believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Chad Snyder, 14th. Tough break for Chad right there. Seems like Chad's hit everything but the pace car tonight. Unfortunately, he can't hit the pace car, so that's a good sign. 15th is Nathan Christensen. And 16th, Tommy Osborne, who has quit earlier on in this session. So
yeah, and I'm still seeing Tyrone, James Nelson. So the 2, 75, 7, 67, 26, and 3 are all on pit lane. They're all still there getting damage repaired.
And I'm curious if maybe Chad Snyder just used his quick repair early in one of the earlier wrecks, because it looks like he's been on pit road every time for quite a bit of time. So I'm wondering if he's still trying to save that quick repair, or if he's just all out.
So the 75 is now rolled off pit lane. The 7 is now rolling off pit lane. Still have Tyrone Yo, Ben Campbell, and Chad Snyder on pit lane, and may go a lap down. Looks like Tyrone Yo is now pulling out of his pit.
It looks like James Nelson had damage. Travis Rodriguez was damaged. Tyrone Yo, Ben Campbell, Chad Snyder.
Yeah, and it looks like those guys went a lap down now. Looks like the 67 got back out without going another lap down. The 2 got out and maintained his lap. But it looks like, unfortunately, Chad Snyder will lose a lap and Christensen will lose another lap. Not sure if Christensen's returning or if he's getting damage repaired. Maybe he had a meatball flag or something, required repairs. But that's kind of where we stand, folks. Michael Kurgelak is your leader as they're lined back up. Coming down the backstretch here.
Yeah, so Kenneth Pack says in the chat that he knew it was going to happen when they put Ben in the middle.
That was a pretty tough spot. Anytime you're put in the middle here, it's pretty tough to maintain, right? Because you really have a hard time seeing. I don't know what his setup is. I don't know if he's running triple monitors, VR, or a single monitor. But if you're running a single monitor, you don't know who's to your right or your left at different stages of the passing, right? So it makes it just exponentially hard if you're only looking at a single monitor. Even looking at triples, it's hard to be able to focus on all 3 of those windows of viewing to be able to tell where that other vehicle, other truck, other car is at any given time throughout a lap.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate for Ben there. It looked like the 26 just drifted up a little bit and set off a chain of events. But pace car is off. We are going to go back to green here.
86 the control truck and green flag.
Green is out. Michael Kurgelak gets a good jump here. Number 5 of Michael Boone. I'm going to come up behind him here. 22 to go.
Inside line is rolling. Looks
A
like
little
outside.
check up on that inside. Oh, and they're wrecking.
As Cam Harris gets turned across the nose.
Yeah, there was a big checkup when they got back to the back of the 86 there. So I kind of saw something happening right there. Unfortunately for Cam Harris, he kind of got the brunt of it. Him in the 13.
A lot of damage on the 27 truck. All right, as we see it kind of start up around the 24, it looks like the 01 gets a big run to the back of the 24. The 27 doesn't know he's about to check up. But then you see the 13. Okay, yeah, so the 13 was behind the 25, and his truck just starts heading down track. And
Yeah, not too sure. I don't know if he thought he was clear to come down. He may have been clear, but then that big checkup, it was just maybe a late move to the bottom. I'm not too sure. But,
yeah, he may have been trying to go for that spot behind the 27, and it just closed. I mean, it filled up because the 27 has to check up for the 01.
Yeah, it closed in a hurry when the 27 had to check up.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Is he made a decision to go for the bottom lane, and because it was opening, those guys were moving forward, and then by the time he starts turning left, those guys just have to check up. Let's see what happened with Tyrone Yo. Was he caught up in that wreck, I believe? Oh, he was checking up. The 37 couldn't get slowed up and gets into the rear of him just a little bit. No real damage there.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Here, Tyrone sitting on pit road. He is missing kind of his right fender from what I can see. I can kind of see the engine compartment, so that's probably not a good sign.
Yeah, this has not been the race Cam Harris was looking for sure.
And that's that's what we get sometimes with restrictor plates. Sometimes you get the races sort of like what we had in the Cup Series. That ran clean and green for a long time, and then when it's time to go, you get a little bit of rough patch. But yeah, these guys, it's just the product they've been pushing so hard all race. I don't think at one point that anybody's been content to ride. It's they've been going for it, which makes for exciting racing. But this is sometimes some of the stuff you're gonna get. So
it looks like the 67 just got his lab back. Lucky dog. 27 managed to get back out. I don't know how much damage he may still have left, but he was able to get back out on track, it looks like, before the leaders came around to put him a lap down. So both of these drivers back in this thing. Again, don't know what their damage currently looks like. Charlie Dickey sits on pit lane. Gregory Robinson sits on pit lane.
yeah, Chad Snyder's still there. Chad is getting damage repaired, so I would guess that he used his fast repair early. He's been on pit road for over 8 minutes now. I can see the car slowly kind of cleaning up the damage, so he's working on getting that thing fixed up.
Yeah, and in these full-length races, this is what we find. This is another. It's a product of that as well. Is there's really no, unless you have something you have to get to IRL, right? You're really trying to stay in this thing, even if you're multiple laps down, because you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe 5 laps to go, there's a big wreck, and it takes some folks out that can't get their damage repaired, and now you've just gained 3 or 4 more spots, which is points leading into the end of this season. When we get there, every point's going to count. I think it's going to definitely come down to some guys getting in on points, and you want to be there. You want to have that extra couple positions you've gained in a race like this, which might not have been going your way, but you were able to salvage a better finish than what you would have if you'd have just said, okay, I'm loading it up on the trailer and headed home.
Yeah, and it's a long season. I mean, over here they're doing a full-length schedule following the real life truck series. So I think it's like 20 some odd races, 26, 27 races. So a long season. So this race right here is not going to make or break you. Yes, you want to come out and show off a little bit and have a good run in your first race, but if there's any race you kind of want to take a mulligan, the first one would probably be the best one to do it in. So unfortunately, Chad still, like I said, still on pit road, but long season, he can get this turned around and just focus on, I guess, Atlanta. I think they're going to next week. I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. And they get to do this all over again in Atlanta, which is 1.5 miles as opposed to 2.5 miles. So it's definitely going to be. I just heard something crash. I don't
Not
know if
seeing anything.
I don't know. That could have been in my studio here. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been someone dropped a pan or something in your studio.
I think I have a dog that's going a little bit crazy in here, and he's jumping around, acting a fool. He's 6 months old, so that happens from time to time.
Throw the dog a bone.
Right.
So, pace car, the lights are out on the pace car coming through turn 4.
All right, we'll get green flag racing this time by as we'll watch for the pace car to dip down pit lane. Get this thing started once again. Michael Kurgelak
pace
will
car
be
is
your
up.
control truck. Hard on the gas, green flag is out. 54 is in line behind. Looks like the Kurgelak gets out to a good jump. 24 drops down to the inside lane to get to the rear bumper of the 54 as the 01 gets to the back bumper of Michael Boone to try to make this outside line start to move, and it is moving.
Oh, there goes the 25 of Josh Hetrick. Not sure what happened.
Yeah, wow. And almost went down pit lane and didn't want to.
Looks like he saved it. He's back on track.
3 wide in the back. It's the 54 of Curtis Sauber has been hung out by himself on the outside. Travis Juggles Rodriguez has finally got to his back bumper, and that's 75 of James Nelson. See if these 3 drivers get together and start working this outside lane. No, the 75 says, no, not doing it. Drops down to the inside behind the 24 as the 54 is going up to make it 3 wide on Cam Harris. Is that Cam? Yes, Cam's back up to the second
Cam
position,
Harris.
third position.
I think Cam's been in every wreck here tonight, but here he is
3
in the top 5.
3 wide for the second position.
Oh,
As the
boy.
5 of Michael Boone's to the inside for the lead. Michael Boone gets that run. Not enough help with the 54. The 7 is there. He drops back down in line behind Cam Harris.
Down to 86. Cam Harris is pushing. They are clear. Are they going to drop to the bottom? I would assume. No,
Oh,
Cam's going to stay
Cam's-
out there. And here comes Curtis.
Cam Harris to the lead.
See
I
what
was
Cam
just
does
flabbergasted
here. Cam staying up, up, up.
Good push by the 54 to the
They're
27.
both clear. Let's see if they both go down. No,
No,
Cam
the-
still stays up on that high side.
54
It's going to bring
goes-
the 7 of Rodriguez to Harris's back bumper.
16 to go, folks, in the AARL Truck Series Daytona 250. AARL Truck Series brought to you by Callahan Cox Motorsports. This presentation brought to you by G-Tech Cleaning Supplies. Be sure to check them out. G-Tech, safest cleaning supplies, degreasers on the market today. We are the Sim World Racing Network. As Cam Harris and Travis Juggles Rodriguez are still trying to work that outside line. Juggles gets a good push on the 27. It's going to come up alongside of Curtis Sauber.
Yeah, not too sure why Cam didn't want to jump to the bottom. Maybe he's just more comfortable on that outside. But he's going to need some help here from the 7 of Rodriguez. Try to get him back up to the front. And they do. They have a little bit of a run here going through the tri-oval.
Yeah, the Side drafting's getting a little bit, a little more intense. So you see the 27 and 7 are a lot closer together than this 54 and 86 are at the moment. Now the 86 gets back to the back bumper of the 54 as the 27 makes that pass.
Yeah, big run here for the outside lane. Will Cam Harris come to the bottom now?
I don't
He's
know.
Still going to stay out there.
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to hang Juggles out. Both of those guys are running Assault Motorsports, I believe. Or actually, Juggles may be Artemis. Still battling up front, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2.
Oh, a little bit of separation between the top two on the bottom. That's going to allow this outside lane to maybe get a little bit better run. But now the 86 is coming back to the 54.
As the 7 gets to the back of the 27. I think the only way these guys move down this early, I think, is if that 7 can get clear of the 54. But it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. I mean, he's going to have a big push by that 67, a Ben Campbell, who's back on the lead lap.
There's some side drafting going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's heavy side drafting going on here.
Whew. It just seems like as soon as Cam gets out in front of that 54, it just kind of stalls out.
Big push, big run coming by both drivers in the second lane. It's keeping these leaders just side by side and unstable. As you could throw a blanket over this top 8 or so, folks. A virtual blanket, of course, but a blanket nonetheless. As that camera was terrible.
That outside lane got to run once again. Going to be door to door here with the 54.
'75 moves to the inside. I'm not sure what's happening.
Ooh, 54 is blinking just a little bit. He disappeared on my screen.
Yeah, well, I've still got him here. Still got him here with the 86 behind him. Looks like the 7's got a good run to the back of the 27. Gives him a great shot going down the backstretch. Doesn't quite get him out in front as the 86 gets back to the bumper of that 54. '54 and 86 are now clear of that outside lane.
Not Cam and Travis are not going to give up yet. Here they come once again.
10 to
Big
go.
run up the outside.
10 to go, Dave.
Feels like it's been 10 to go the whole race.
You know, these guys have been racing like it's 10 to go the whole race, and I, for one, love it. We have almost equal lanes here, folks. Inside lane and outside lane. So as you're seeing these guys seesaw back and forth for that top spot, looks like the 86 and 54 now are breaking away a little bit. Michael Boone in third, and that inside lane is kind of pulled up there alongside the 27. 27's getting another big run coming to the outside of the 86.
We've seen this outside lane work. Just right now, they just don't seem to have enough to keep everything wound up. He can get a run. It seems like Cam can get a run and almost clear the 54, and then they just kind of lose that momentum.
Yeah, we know that three vehicles are much faster than 2, and it doesn't look like that 67 has the steam to get. Let's see what the 01's going to do, though. I don't know if he'll jump up top if he clears that 67.
Now, it looks like the 67 already filled that hole.
Because what happens here, folks, is a lot of times you get an accordion effect on the lower lane a lot more so than the top lane. And that's why a lot of times the top lane can prevail. As we see the 7 giving a great push to the 27. They may clear the 54 this time, both trucks. So close,
Oh,
but
not just enough.
quite. As the 86 is now back to the back of Curtis Sauber in the 54. Uh-oh. I saw him getting out of line there. At least 24 of Horlander just got a little bump from the 01. I don't know if I can hold my breath for another 8 laps, but as we see Cameron Harris fighting for everything that he's got. This truck has been through, I'll just say it, this truck's been through hell tonight. And to even be up here battling for the lead with 7 laps to go is an incredible feat. But now moving back to the outside of the 54.
Yeah, here comes the 01 back up on the outside. I think that's what these two need up here. I think Kyle is very good in the draft. I think he's going to bring this momentum that maybe Cam and Travis need to get clear. We'll see how this plays out. But that's a best case scenario for them to see that 01 jump up there.
That is just some exceptionally close side drafting going on.
And here comes that big run for the outside lane. Let's see if they can keep this momentum up.
The 01 is tucked in a little closer than the 67 was earlier when we saw this continuing to happen. So this may be beneficial for that outside lane. But don't count this inside lane out, as Curtis Auburn's been working that inside. He's taking the lead back once again. 86 is right to the back bumper. Oof. That was like a bad spot to bump him in, I was thinking. So, yeah, not unwarranted. Oof, there, Dave. Is there 2x2x2x2x2 with 6 laps to go here in the Daytona 250 for the All-American Racing League's Truck Series?
And as the intensity picks up, the more these trucks move around, and it makes me nervous. Another big run, big push by the 7. The inside lane is going to break up a little bit.
Let's keep in mind, Travis Rodriguez is going for his very first All-American Racing League win as well.
I was not going to say that, but
he's right there in the hunt. That's about where you want to be with 2 laps to go. This is 3rd or 4th.
Oh, we got a lap truck on the track.
3 wide.
Oh.
Kind of broke up that top lane a little bit.
I don't know if Juggles got the memo on that one, but he kept it straight.
He saw it out his windshield, I think, before he heard about it. So.
Here comes that little bit of a run again on the outside. We have 4 laps to go.
Oh, 4 laps.
It just seems like Cam can get right there door to door with the 54, and then it just kind of stalls out on that outside lane.
Yeah, I mean, so the 86 and the 54 are doing a phenomenal job of managing the run of the outside lane. But now you've got the 01 getting a push by this 13. It's going to help him get up there to be able to push along the 7. But the inside line, it is not slouching any either. So this is anybody's race, folks. As we see Cam clear the 54. Now, will he go down? It's 3 laps to go. Or will he hang up here with Travis?
He's going to stay up there. Cam's staying loyal to that outside line. I don't know if he just feels more comfortable.
But not grouped together again. The bottom 54, 86, 5 just got a little bit tighter grouping there. What an does any of these guys when you talk to are going to be like, "Yep, that was fun at the end. That was fun at the end."
The 86 came up just ever so slightly.
Here comes the run by the 27 on the outside of the 54 again. Seems to get the run right at the trioval, which is where you want it to happen, right? Coming back to the start-finish line. 2 laps to go, folks. 2 laps to go. Oh, they are pushing
big
a
wiggle.
center exit. They're pushing on the straights. They're pushing entry. Just Curtis Auburn gets out clear of that 27.
Yeah, the 86. Oh, up the track a little bit.
That loses the momentum for the bottom line. Top line gets a great run back to the
Here
line.
we
This
come.
final
Back
lap.
to the line. One to go at the line.
I don't know who would have won it if that would have been the last lap, but here we are on the last lap, folks. Will there be mayhem? Oh, 86 gets really close to the 27. 27's dropped back just a bit. Needs that 7 to tuck in if they're going to have any shot at catching this 54. But you'll see the 54 go on the defense, I would think. And he does not.
Here it is.
Oh, tight side draft of the 27 on the 54. But then now they're 3 wide as the 01 is jumping to the top. This is going to be the momentum killer for that top line.
Let's see. Can Cam get a run back? They're wrecking behind
him. No help for the 27. You got the 54 and the 86 to the
54.
inside.
Who's going to get second?
I don't know.
It goes to the 86.
Oh, as we see him wrecking across the finish line there.
Oh, man.
All right, so we don't have the official yet, folks. We don't have the official yet, folks. But I'm thinking this definitely Curtis Auburn is the winner of the race. Not sure about second. I'm
looking now.
Looks like Michael Kurgelak possibly beat Cam to the line according to scoring and timing, but I don't know. I believe that will be your top threes: Curtis Auburn, Michael Kurgelak, and Cameron Harris. Stick around, folks. We are going to interview these guys in just a moment. Let's back up and check what we have happening here at the checkered flag here. Pause. Yes, so it looks like Michael Kurgelak is second and Cam Harris is third. Actually, that might not have been the last lap there.
That's what timing is showing. Is the 86 is going to be P2 and Cam Harris in third.
Yeah,
a couple of inches.
Just barely. So, wow, what a race, what a race, what a race. All right, as you can see on the tower there, as you see the burnout by the 54s, getting that, burning them tires down up against the wall as Curtis Auburn gets his first victory in the All-American Racing League Truck Series here at Daytona 250. What a race.
What a finish.
So you want to go ahead and get Cam Harris on here, our third place driver, so we can get a talk with him, see what
let's pull Cam in.
Yeah, let him talk about how his race went.
Cam, Dave in the booth, you got us?
I got you loud and clear.
Hey Cam, what a finish, man. Congrats on P3. I would have liked to see what happened if they didn't wreck behind you and you lost your drafting help, but
we would have got the W for sure.
It looked like you guys had a run building coming out of turn 4 there, coming through 3 and 4. But nonetheless, great run to get back there and save a podium. Had a little bit of crazy night. It seems like you were involved in a lot of those wrecks, but
every single one.
You made it work.
Yeah, Cam, we were seeing that up here, man, that you seem to be getting caught up. Was a lap down at one time, got your lap back, and just kept battling all night long to get a P3. So that would have been a victory, huh, had you not lost that drafting help. We were noticing and taking note of the tri-oval, and it seemed like the last, 6 or 8 laps, you guys were getting the run back to the start-finish line each and every time. Is that what you were kind of counting on, staying up? Because, you cleared the leader, the 54, several different times, and you were staying with the 7. Is that what y'all were counting on, was a run back through the tri-oval to end this thing under green?
Yeah, I knew Travis was committed to pushing me because he had damage, so he definitely didn't want to lead. So that's fine. I knew I had him committed back there, and if you go low, the high side is just going to go around you. So, yeah, I was committed to the top regardless. And I feel like it was gonna work, man. It was working. We were there. Then somebody went 3 wide and got into Travis, and it is what it is. As soon as I saw him get hit, I was like, man, I have no help. But it was fun.
Yeah, man, and it took us a few minutes to kind of look it over to see who actually got second spot because you and Michael were very close at the line. But congratulations on a podium finish here in the first race of the season. That's a good way to start it off, and we hope to be talking to you again next week.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'll try to be up front as much as possible.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks a bunch, Cam. We'll talk to you later.
All right, peace, guys.
All right, that was Cameron Harris, your third place finisher in the number 27 Toyota. So now we're going to get Michael Kerjelak in here and see what how Michael's night was going.
Hey, Michael, Dave in the booth. You got us?
What's that?
I said it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, man, congrats on a P2. That was a crazy race, crazy finish. Just barely squeaked out that P2 position. Walk us through your race a little bit. How'd it go for you?
I went pretty good. I was just locked in on Curtis's back end and just try to stay in that draft and push as much as I can.
Yeah, man. So we were watching the runs develop and the way things were going. We were just talking to Cam about it. You know, each and every lap, it was like the outside line would get a really good run coming back through the tri-oval, coming to the start-finish line. Were you guys concerned about that at all? Because it seems like they would beat you guys to the line there each and every lap. But then the 7, something happened with the 7, got him turned around there, just coming back to the finish here. Were you guys concerned at all?
Yeah, we were watching the outside line a lot. Curtis was bringing it up a lot. He was actually thinking about popping up, but I think he just decided to stay down. But I was hoping that maybe I could get up ahead of him, maybe get around Curtis at the end, but it wasn't going to happen, so I just stayed locked down for a second.
Yeah, man. Well, that was a good move. He got you a second place. That was very close between you and Cam coming to the line, and you pulled off that second place finish. Congratulations. Is there anyone you want to shout out to or say hello to while the floor is yours?
I just want to say it's a good race, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely, Michael. This is Michael Kerjelak. Michael, we're going to send you back to celebrate with your friends, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, sir.
Yep. That was Michael Kerjelak in the number 86 Ford, your second place finisher for tonight. So that was third and second, and I apologize to Cam. I didn't give Cam an opportunity to give his shout-outs or anything. Again, we're a little rusty here, too. It's been a while since we've been up in the booth, so we'll get it all together. But I think it's time, Dave.
Yeah, let's go talk to your winner. Curtis, Dave in the booth. You got us?
I do, sir. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Hey, we talked to you once earlier. It's a good luck charm, I guess. So congrats on the win. Pretty much lights out all race. I mean, you were up front pretty much all race long. So congrats on that. And walk us through the end of that. It was a little crazy.
Yeah, that last little bit was kind of intense. Shout out to Kurds and James. They kind of helped me out pretty much all race. Without them, I wouldn't have won. But right there at the end, it got crazy. That .001 for second place is kind of intense right there.
Yeah, it took us a little bit of replay to just verify who got second. I mean, you were talking an inch or so. So
Yeah.
that was crazy. I mean, you guys kind of got a little lucky when the 7 got spun there off of, I believe it was 4. Cam just lost all his drafting help, and it pretty much locked it down for you and Kurd. So congrats on that. I would like to see if Cam could have got back with that draft, because it seemed like Hillbilly has mentioned this too, is they could get back to you at the start finish line each and every lap. So it would have been a really, really tight finish, I think, if that drafting help didn't get tossed out the window. But
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I saw that happen, I kind of got excited because I knew they were gonna come back on the outside.
Yeah, I can't blame you for that, man. Can't blame you for that. So that's one race in, one victory. That's pretty awesome, man. So it's a good way to start it out. You are locked into the playoffs, sir.
Absolutely, and that's the best part about it. I can kind of relax the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm up here in the booth with 2 Daytona champions so far in the All-American Racing League, for this season who are both locked into the championships. I'm feeling a little jealousy, but it's all right. We'll get ours eventually. So no, man.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, and listen, the floor is yours. If you want to shout out any hellos or thank yous or whatever you want to do, the floor is yours now.
I appreciate just the invite into the league. I can't wait for the season. It's going to be awesome. Again, shout out to Kurds. Couldn't have won it without him. James, he helped me out at the beginning. So awesome, guys. I can't wait for the rest of the season.
Very good, man. Well, congratulations. We'll send you back to celebrate with your team and with your friends. And it was fun calling it from up here in the booth. We enjoyed ourselves. Hope you had a great time out there on the track. And we'll catch you next time. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Yep. All right, so that was your winner, Curtis Sauber, in that number 54 Toyota, bringing it home for the Daytona 250 here in the AARL Truck Series, brought to you by Callahan Cox Motorsports and G-Tech Cleaning Supplies. So, Dave, let's go ahead and bring out the full field rundown. Let's see where we are here. All right, our winner today was Curtis Sauber. Second place, Michael Kurgelak. Third was Cameron Harris. Fourth, Michael Boone. Fifth, Sean Horlander. Sixth, James Nelson. Seventh, bringing it back, was Benjamin Campbell. Eighth, Gregory Robinson.
Ninth goes to Charlie Dickey. 10th will go to Kyle Purcell. 11th, Travis Rodriguez. 12th goes to Joshua Hetrick. 13th to Tyrone Yo. 14th, Chad Snyder. 15th, Nathan Christensen. And rounding out your field in 16th will be Tommy Osborne.
Yeah, so there's 16 trucks out here tonight. We had a pretty good race. Again, I think there will be more drivers possibly next week for the race. We are at the same time, same channel, going to be at Atlanta Motor Speedway. More drafting fun on that new, the new pavement that they have there. It should be very exciting. There's going to be tire wear there, so these guys may end up, I don't know in the trucks if you do a whole lot of lifting, but there may be some lifting as the runs go on, if we get some good green flag runs. And you know, this is the first race being back in these trucks here and getting through those and getting to know some of the other drivers, you know, but getting through some of those first race jitters, having the cautions we did early on. We saw a lot of good green flag racing here at the end of the race, and I think it produced some very, very fun excitement for me up here in the booth, and I hope it did for you at home. And Dave, what are your final thoughts here for the Daytona International Speedway?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's Daytona, right? I mean, it's restrictor plate racing. You never know how these races are going to go. You always hope for a clean race, but sometimes you get, you know, even with the amount of yellows, I'm not sure how many we had, maybe, 7 or 8 cautions, maybe more. The racing between the cautions was phenomenal all race long. I mean, side by side, nobody wanted to just ride and chill and hang out. It was just constant, let's get after it, which made it exciting. Yeah, that finish was amazing. I really wish that the 7 doesn't get turned right there at the end and have a side-by-side photo finish for the win, but nonetheless, still a great finish, and congrats to the top 3 there. I thought for sure when that happened with the 7 that Cam was just going to fall off, but I mean, he was still able to ride that momentum all the way back to the line and snag that podium. So congrats to all of them. Big congrats to Curtis Sauber on his first win here in AARL, taking home the victory and locking himself into the playoffs. So big weight off his shoulder moving forward for sure. But yeah, exciting racing as usual here at Daytona. I expect about the same excitement going into Atlanta. You know, like you said, it's restrictor plate now, basically drafting, but on a lot tighter, narrower track. So that'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. But yeah, definitely looking forward to the season. And I think as these drivers get to learn each other, this is really the first time for many of these drivers to all be together. So as the season goes on, they're going to get comfortable and figure out what everyone does. And looking forward to a great season.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to bring it to you right here on the Cimarron Racing Network each and every Sunday night following the The NASCAR schedule now, obviously, we are ahead of them as far as when we started and this and that, but we're following the exact same schedule that the Truck Series would run, same amount of laps, all that goodness. So you can catch it all right here on SimWorld Racing Network, brought to you by G-Tech. We thank you for hanging out with us tonight. From Dave and Dave up in the booth, we hope y'all had a great time, and we will catch you next time.
Back to more racing action right after this. Looking for a safe, effective cleaning system? Look no further. G-Tech Evolutionary Cleaners and Degreasers, certified by the EPA as a safer choice product. G-Tech can be used quickly and safely to remove soils and stains from most surfaces. Give them a call at 770-967-6988 or visit them on the web at mygtech.com. G-Tech, 5346 BBS Way, Brazelton, Georgia. G-Tech, your one stop for professional, eco-friendly cleaning products. For tailgating activities or just plain backyard fun, look no further than Holio. Made to order cornhole bags and boards. No order is too large or too small. You can choose unfinished or finished with stain and polyurethane, and finished with a vinyl design or your company branding. Don't wait for the season to be over. Contact Holio on Facebook. Holio, made to order cornhole bags and boards.